Captain on the bridge.
All right, Captain's back on the bridge here, and tonight we are taking out the bug ship. It's not a bug ship. To me, it looks like a bug. It does. This is the piercing thingies. It's the one eye, and if you look at it from here, these are like the folded wings and little bug feet. And it also reminds me of the bluegills from the TNG episode. But anyways, tonight we're going to be taking out the RXS Bugaboo, or the Risian Science Vessel. So again, we're still continuing on with setting up the ships that we'll be using here for our event ship theme stream coming up this weekend. And when I was building the ship out, it became a little bit of a happy accident. And we'll actually go over that when we get to the station. So what we're going to do is go over the build, weapons, space set, consoles, traits, station, and DOS, and then take it to Elite Argyle and see how it does. Now, disclaimer here, Captains, I am not the best Scifu captain. My Scifu actually sucks. But what we did here was still use our Torp build knowledge, apply that here, and add a little sprinkle of Scifu, or what I could put in. So here we go. Let's check it out. I'm actually really excited about this, to be honest with you. But here we go. So again, the RXS Bugaboo. Okay, for our 4 weapons, 3 of the Fatal 4 torpedoes. Okay, the one here is the Enhanced Biomolecular Photon Torpedo, which comes from your Undine rep. Your Neutronic Torpedo, which comes from your Delta rep. And your Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo, which comes from your Discovery rep. Space set here, Deflector, nothing too different. The Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector comes from your Fleet Colony. The secondary deflector here is a deteriorating secondary deflector, which I just bought off the exchange. The Impulse Engines is your Prevailing Innovative Impulse, which comes from your Competition rep. And then the Warp core here is a Mycelia Harmonic Matter Antimatter core. And the Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield. Both of these are from the Discovery rep. So Captains, I don't stray too far away from this, but it's very effective and it works for me. For aft weapons, we're using mines again here. So we're going with the Elite Fleet Genor Tricobalt Mine. Again, this comes from your Fleet Colony. The Thoron Infused Quantum Mine comes from your Delta Reputation Dilithium Store. And the Black Ops Mine Launcher, which you can actually get from your Mud Store. This was an event reward, so I have access to it, so that's why I use it. For our devices here, we have the battery for Exotic Particle Flood. This gives us plus 20% bonus exotic damage for 20 seconds. We are also using our Torp Candy here for the plus 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds. And then Temporal Negotiator. Help us with our cooldowns. For our consoles, we're going to use the Bioneural Infusion Circuits. Comes from your Lobi Store. The Ferrofluid Hydraulic Assembly comes from your Terran rep. And this is for the minus 0.5 second shared torpedo recharge time. And it also gives us plus 13% maximum hit points, which feeds into the Tyler's Duality trait. The Ordnance Accelerator for its minus 1.5 shared mine recharge time. It also gives us plus 26.3 projectile weapon damage, and this comes from the Gamma rep. We are going to use the console that comes with the ship, which is the Neutronic Eddy Generator. So what this gives us is plus 17.1 Starship Drain Expertise, and then plus 7.5 Aux Setting. This is a very meta Scifu console. Again, my Scifu is weak, but I know this is used a lot. So we're going to use it. The next console is Dynamic Power Redistributing Module. For all its goodness, the plus 11.3 all damage resistance rating. And we're going to use it mostly for our clickies. for the plus 40% bonus all damage. And then plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating and plus 500% hull regen. This comes from your Atlas, which is a lockbox ship. We're pairing up, as always, with the Point Defense Bombardment Warhead because of the plus 25% projectile damage, plus 1% crit chance. The two-piece does give us plus phaser directed energy damage, but we don't have that, but it's just a happy accident that it's here. We will be still using the Immolating Phaser Lance. Actually, maybe the two-piece will actually help this. There you go. Gives us plus 15.8% phaser damage, but also the plus 43.8 Starship Shield Pen. But this is also going to help us cool down a lot of our universal consoles, which we have a lot of. Next is the opening salvo. Take the shields down. My favorite console, you know, captains. This comes from the T6 Titan. So we use this. Shields go down. Direct hull damage. Next up is the Tricobalt Terror Launcher. Again, for the plus 19% mine and torpedo damage. Gives us also 47.5 shield pen. And again, it's a universal console, so it's going to help. The Lorcator's Custom Fire Control, of course, for the plus 3.9 crit chance. And the shield pen from your Discovery rep. Of course, this is from the Tier 6 Steam Runner, that Tricobalt Terror Launcher. And we're going to throw this in there, the Genesis Seed. This is from your multi-mission Clark, the Miranda Kowski we just previously used. Gives us 28.5 radiation damage. And the 28.5 Starship Train expertise. This shoots out a Genesis Seed and blows things up. It drags them in and then pushes them away. It's quite hilarious visualized. Actually, this comes from the, I believe, the Legendary? No, sorry. Yes, Legendary. Miranda. I'll check that out. But it's a good console from C-Store. So the traits is what we did. We only changed one thing here. So a good day to die, we're still using that. This is the one thing that we just use here, Particle Manipulator, to give us 39.6 hit chance for exotic damage abilities. And 19.8 for critical hit severity for exotic abilities. Then we'll go over the stations when we do that. So self-modulating fire, hot pursuit again for mines, resonating payload modification, spirit projectile training, unconventional systems, again, using a control bridge offshore ability gives us minus 7% recharge to universal consoles. And we have a lot of universal consoles on this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's going to help us? Terran charting systems, intelligent agent attaché, and Boimler effect. You can help us with our cooldowns. Starship traits, we're going to use ceaseless momentum. Universal designs, of course, for distracting crit chance and crit severity. The synthetic good fortune, this comes from the Nova, and this was recommended by Captain from Star Trek Battle Channel, Waldo. Shout out to you, Cap. Pilot and control abilities grant control expertise and crit chance. So plus 5 Starship control expertise stacks 40 times, and 0.5% critical chance, which also stacks 40 times. Gives us past the speed of sector speed, but we're not going there. We'll see how that is. The first time I'm going to be using this trait. We're still going to use the rapid emitting armaments traits, or the RE. Hopefully I don't read myself. But it's also plus 15% bonus torpedo weapon damage for 10 seconds. This fires 3 heavy plasma torpedoes, and it can kill you, so keep your distance. And since I haven't used this in a long time, which this trait I believe comes from the legendary Intrepid, the warship Intrepid, Temporal Anchor. Your gravity wells deal 20% additional damage as radiation. Your gravity wells have a 20% chance to per sec to add an additional 1 sec to full ability recharge. So this also changes the actual visuals. There's going to be a big red visual, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, gravity wells are visually distinct. Haven't used it, so why not? Give it a shot. Base rep, we got precision. particle generate amplifier. This is going to give us 6.3% bonus exotic damage. Again, Omega kinetic shearing. Torpedo pre-fire sequence for the plus 15.6 bonus torpedo damage, and Tyler's duality. For our active space traits here, we're going to use anti-time, anti-one singularity, quantum singular manipulation. Actually, when you hit this, plus 125 to science has for 8 seconds. Not that bad. We're going to use force challenge. There's a method to my madness. Tethered non-baryonic asteroid. And of course, refracting tetron cascade. So the madness I'm speaking about is what we did with the stations here. So I haven't used Torp Thread 3 in a long time, so I thought it'd be fun to use it. Just cause. So left to right, top to bottom, we're gonna use Fire at Will. Actually, I need to put in a trait here that I need to put in. Which one will it be? You know what? We're gonna do this on the fly. We're changing ceaseless momentum for ETM. So that we can get back-to-back Torp spreads. The great thing about these builds is you can just make them however you want to make it work for you, what you're trying to do. There you go. So Fire at Will. Spiritual Pattern Beta 1 for our mines, and we know yet on the previous video we use this as our highest tactical station on the Vorgon Dreadnought carrier and cruiser, and it did fine. So this is gonna, I think, is gonna do a little better, but we'll see. And of course, Torpedo Spread 3. This used to be one of my favorite powers when I started Star Trek Online, so I thought, why not? Chemosite Lace Weaponry and Attack Pattern Beta. Emergency Powered Engines. Emit Unstable Warp Bubble. So Tractor Beam. Scramble Sensors, Photonic Shockwave, Gravity Well. Jam Targeting Sensors, and Tractor Beam Repulsors. Now, we have 7 uncon procs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With pairing, okay, we're going to go over to the DOFs first. Then we'll go back here to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. Whether it works or not, we'll see. But that's the fun of this. So we still have 2 ground DOFs helping us in space, which is Neil Falconer, increased damage to Borg, and Eldar Milikatan, increased damage versus all. So the only thing that we changed here in our DOFs is the Gragamel. I haven't also used this in a while. So Tractor Beam Officer. Tractor Beam Repulsors now pulls the enemy towards you. So it's like a tractor beam that you're going to be... What I used to do with this is use this and drag the enemy with me because it was fun. Gee, imagine that, having fun in a game. So we're going to use that. So we have 3 projectile officers still here, 2 that give us a chance to stack our crit severity when we fire projectiles, and then the 1 that gives us a chance to reduce time for recharge mines. And of course, 38-47, reduce other bridge officer ability cooldowns after using one. So the method is, we're going to grab weld them, we're going to hold them in place and spit torpedoes at them. Then we're going to drag them around, not only with our tractor beam repulsors, but also our trait here with a DOF, because it's going to turn into a pull. And then also the trait here for the non-baryonic asteroid. Then we're going to use Force Challenge to put him in front of us. Then use our Universal Console. So this thing has a lot of happy accidents that happened as we built this ship, and I had help with the captains that were in chat here on the Twitch bridge. So again, captains, when I build these things, this is just for fun. Okay, I don't take these builds too seriously. Again, imagine having fun in a game. So what we're going to do is take into Elite Argala and see how it does. We're going to save it first because we did change something. But I'm quite excited to see how this does. Like I said, I'm not used to doing sci ships, but I kind of made it a Torp-ish sci. So we'll see. Before we go in there, shout out to my captains that are here with me. We have Anthony Taylor in his Risian weather ship, and Riku. So shout out to you, my caps. What we'll do again, we'll go to Elite Argala, see how this does. As always, the card is with us. And Riker.
Ensign, take us out of here. Maximum warp.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
We will see. I'm not good at Scifu, so I might be stumbling a bit, but we'll see how fast we take down the enemies here. Ooh. All right, here we go. And again, shaking tray. Move that up. Let's do some here.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching, bearing 184, Mark 7.
All hands. Battle stations.
Weapons hot, deflectors to full.
Take that down. Woo! We're still spitting torpedoes. It's still going. See, that trait for the gravel gives it a very cool looking red color, which I absolutely love. Here, it's track. Ooh. I almost either read myself or try cobalt myself to death. It's got to be careful. I got to be careful. Here we go. Let's buff up.
Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
That's a lot of side goodness. I mean, it seemed to do fine. There's the Genesis Seed visual. Let's drag him here. Come here. Come here. Or tether you too. Not tethering them as much, but that's why we check to see how this does. Have fun doing it. I just use those consoles and they're back up again. I love it.
Sensors are picking up small habitations in some of the asteroids, possibly consistent with bolt holes and temporary hideouts.
Seems to be doing well. We're going to save some of our major buffs for the last group. And see how it does on its own. Still some big booms.
Picked up a tight beam transmission on a new frequency. We're jamming that spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
Torp spreads galore. Is why not? And some mines.
I'm taking you.
Last group already. Seems to be doing okay. All right, let's try to buff up here as much as we can. Force challenge too. If that's gonna work. Nope. That's fine. You stay there then.
That's got it. Excellent work. We'll send over a pacification party.
Okay, that worked pretty okay.
Thank you for your assistance.
That worked pretty fine. Okay. All right. Well, there's just one sec, sir. We're just gonna go take a selfie. Just one sec. Captains, of course, our selfies are our ship selfies. Let's stop these mines because they're gonna kill me. Especially that tri-cobalt one. Position ourselves here. Find a good little angle here. Happy little angle. There you go. We'll do this. So there it is. There is the build, and I have to say, it worked pretty okay. Like captains, I always say I'm not the best shipbuilder. No. But I had fun building the ship out, finding out things were kind of synergizing. Could they be synergized better? Sure. But that's not my point here. When I build these things, it's for me, it's to also share the type of fun I have and my love and joy that I have playing Stowe. So, in my opinion, it did well. It did well enough for me, and it's going to do really good in the event ship theme stream that we're going to have this coming weekend. So, captains, I invite you to come onto the Twitch bridge here where we do our pew pew shenanigans nightly, but also especially this weekend, as there will be a giveaway. Look out for a video explaining what the giveaways are going to be. One of them is going to be a code that we received from Ambassador Kale himself. But really, this was fun to build out. It was fun to do sort of a different type of build and having a bunch of little themes in it. And it became like a happy little accident, in my opinion. So, captains, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube channel so that we can share the fun that we do here on the Twitch bridge. And like I said, I invite everyone here to come along so that we can have some pew pew fun. But with that said, we'll leave it on this note.
Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.